Hi, everybody. This is Jerry Butanda, Executive Team Leader with Origami, and I am so excited to talk about a topic today that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is events. My wife and I do a ton of events, and that's the majority of our business with the company. And so I feel like it's something that I hope all of you, if you haven't done them before, really branch out to kind of incorporate into your business because it's a great way to reach out, cast a wider net to people that you don't know yet, other cities, and really, kind of grow your business exponentially. So I specifically want to talk about contact slips and follow-up. So getting into an event is great, and people come up to your booth and you talk to them and you can have great conversations with them. They share so much. They're super pumped about buying or hosting or maybe even being a sponsor, and then they go away. And you've given them your business card, you've given them a Tom, and you have nothing. You've given them all the power. And so it's up to them to call you, and if they lose your information, then you'll never hear from them again. And that's not the point. When a customer leaves your booth, you need to have the power. You need to have their information, and that's what contact slips or drawing slips are for. You don't necessarily have to have a drawing or a raffle when you're at events, but you could use it for that. And so if you're going to do a drawing, have them fill out the information so that way you can contact them if they were to be the winner. But you can also just do contact slips as well. And typically, I don't give out a Tom unless I get at least a contact slip from somebody, because it is costing me money and I'm willing to pay 50, whatever it comes out to for a Tom in order for that person's information. So there are lots of different styles of contact slips or drawing slips that are around. You can look for one that's already done or create your own. If you're creating your own, this is some of the information that you'll find on contact slips. They're basic information for the customer: name, phone number, email, physical address. Some do checkboxes, host, join, those kinds of things. Some do rating scales about, if they're kind of hot or cold on wanting to host or join. So there's lots of different scenarios of how you want to do your contact slip. Some are really big, like a rack card size. Some are smaller on like a little rip pad. So again, kind of research, decide what you want. And you can go through different avenues for getting them printed. Vistaprint will do stuff, and they have lots of coupon codes all the time. Or like Kinko's or any other outside printer can do it. So if you look on this page, the one at the top that's pink, that's the one that we started to use in the beginning, and I feel like a lot of people use. And so here again, they're just basic information, and then this is the one that has their scale about whether they're hot or cold about doing those kinds of things. This is one that my wife created on the right, and like I said, there's no right or wrong answer here. They just check the boxes here. It's super fast, quick, and easy, and we get their information real quick. So again, whatever your style is, whatever you like, whatever you want to do, pick one and just make sure you're using it. Is really the take-home message here. Now, so again, let's say you have all their physical information, and you kind of get an idea of where they're at. Maybe they want to host, whatever. That's so little of what you're talking about. The best thing about Origami and what sets us apart from everybody is our product, and that we literally share in our customers' lives when they are making their lockets, they are picking their jewelry, and that's important. And if we're a social selling market, and so we want to build relationships, and these customers are giving us all the information we need to do that just by buying our product. And so you want to listen for all these kinds of things and so many other things: their career, what their story is, what they want, what they don't want. They talk about their family, their whys. We basically get that, and so we can use their whys for why they may be good for hosting, why they may be good for sponsoring, and to kind of guide them on the reasons for why they want to join. And so while you're talking with them, or immediately after they leave your booth, you want to make sure that you're writing notes and jotting down notes, either on the front or on the back if you have a lot, but make sure it's immediate and right away so that way you're not getting the information wrong. And just like I said, keep a tally, and any information that you feel is pertinent, make sure you write it down, and you want to store it later. But like I said, all this information is literally gold, so don't lose it, and make sure you're asking and talking to your customers to get that information as well. Now, what do you do with them? A lot of people do different things with them. Some people, you can just kind of put them in a little folder or put them off to the side. My wife and I use a bird cage at our events, and so it's definitely part of the display, and it's just like a talking point. This one on the right is from Amy Johnson, another executive team leader. She used the box that the jewelry box comes in, and she kind of cut a hole in and put some stickers and things like that. But what a great idea for something that maybe she wasn't using, and it's already O2 colors, it's O2 branded, and she repurposed it into something that's really cool. I think, I think designers talk about it, customers talk about it. So again, the more reasons for people to stay at your booth and talk, the better chance you have for them to fill out a contact slip and get all that extra information that you really need. So now that you have them, you need to do something with them. Just having them and kind of throwing them in the back of your car, that doesn't do anything. You need to store the information somewhere. We recommend doing an Excel spreadsheet. We have one, and we take all that information and dump it into the Excel spreadsheet, and this way it gives us some sort of editable or filterable database for our customers, and it isn't tied into the O2 newsletter software. And so for those of us that were here for a while, we know that we were putting our contacts in there and then it went away. Like, we didn't have access anymore, so we lost all of our contacts. This way, if that were to ever happen again, you have another source for your contacts. And here again, they have all those great notes that you took, they're there. So when you do pick up the phone and make a call, you're able to look right on the spreadsheet. These are all the notes I took, and those are things you want to start talking about or bring up during your conversation. So and try to stay on top of doing it. If you have a big stack of them, you kind of like, I'll do it later, I'll do it later. If you just do them one or two at a time, it's not such a big deal, as opposed to having like a stack of 200 and you're like, I'm never going to do that. Just keep picking at it and doing it as you get them. So follow up. So now that you have all the information in the database, you want to follow up with them. And this is the rule. It's called 222, the 222 rule. This is something that was presented at convention as well, so some of you may be familiar, but basically this rule talks about contacting customers in 2 days, 2 weeks, and 2 months. And I'll kind of talk a little bit about what you talk about at each one and why it's important. So in 2 days, you want to, this one is really planting the seeds in the relationship, showing the customer that you're listening to them, and like I said, really making them feel important and that you care about them, and it's more than just a jewelry. And so when you talk to them, definitely thank them for ordering, and you appreciate them spending their money with you. And you can bring up some of the things that you guys talked about. If you have similar interests or shared interests, talk about them, bring it up, chit chat. And again, show them that it's not just about the jewelry. And just, again, give them your contact information. Tell them if you have any questions, you need anything, feel free to call me if something happens. And you can even tell them, I'll probably call back in, let's say 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half, to kind of follow up with you again. So maybe expect my call then. So again, you're showing them that, you're planning ahead, you're still thinking about them. And then when you do call again in 2 weeks, you're proving that you're trustworthy and that the things that you say, you're going to follow up on. And that's very important for customers and customer service. So in 2 weeks, this is when you really want to be a little bit more about the jewelry. They've had plenty of time to wear it. If there's been anything wrong, like something like a factory defect or anything that's broken, something like that, this is when you can make sure that they're within 2 weeks, we're within return policy, we're within warranty. So ask about those kinds of things to make sure that they can get them replaced for free of charge. Again, always customer based. So thank them for their order, and now that they've been wearing it for a while, here's when you can start asking them about parties or sponsoring. If they've worn the jewelry and they have a ton of people complimenting them, then you can really say, maybe we should do a party. If you have a ton of people around you that love it, people at work, your family, you could really earn a lot of free jewelry doing a party. And they may be more interested now that they know that people would order. Or if they're really business minded and they were really kind of maybe excited at their party or however you met them about earning money with Origami L, then if they can see now that all of these people might order from them, then they can cash in on those orders. So definitely now a good place to start hitting them up for those kinds of questions. So keep that in mind. Then the 2 month call. Again, you're checking in on them, and that's never a bad thing. So keep building the relationship, keep talking about things you talked about. Now's the time to talk about so that they need something new. It's been 2 months. Maybe you can share with them new products that have come out, new releases. If you're calling customers now, you can share with them about the Thanksgiving line, the new holiday hosted exclusive, all those kinds of things. Maybe they need new gifts. Maybe you talked about their family. Maybe some of their family members are having birthdays coming up. Whatever you can talk about to show them that you're still interested, and then kind of helping them to check something off the list is great. And if they haven't hosted and they don't really want to join, and they still love the product and think other people will too, now's the time to ask for referrals. If they think anybody would be interested in the opportunity, ask them to refer them to you. If they think anybody would want to buy, ask them to refer them to you. It's okay. You shouldn't feel like that's uncomfortable or something you can't do. Definitely ask. Just because it's not them doesn't mean that you can't get all the things that you're looking for secondhand or third hand from them. Again, you're trying to cast your net out as wide as possible and building trustworthy relationships with people. They're going to start giving you access to the people that they love and trust. So keep the relationship going, keep checking in, and it may take 2 months, but who wouldn't wait 2 months for a sponsor or a party? So you're kind of keeping these people in the pipeline and keeping those possibilities alive. So keep doing that. So that's kind of contact slips and following up just a little bit and real quick. I definitely, like I said earlier, I really, really hope that all of you consider doing events. I really feel like it's the next phase in your business. You've kind of exhausted your current client base and your family and your friends. And so now you can get out into different cities, maybe even different states, and really start to get your name out in a lot of different places. So really consider it. If you do it, please make sure that you are getting information for your customers, because you have to. That's where all the power is, and you can't be left powerless in this business. You can't. So go out, book events. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, tag me in this video on the questions, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help. But just good luck. I really hope that you guys do it and your business is nothing but successful because of it. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.